Hey cruise fans, and welcome back to Ray and Sue's travel channel. We're on the lovely Jewel of the Seas, and we're going to share with you now the ship tour of this beautiful ship. We're on the eastbound transatlantic cruise, and it's April 2024, and I just thought I would like to share with you what this aged but yet still lovely ship looks like. So let's start off then by sharing with you guest services. Guest services, of course, is that area where you can come and get yourself your problems sorted out, information about your account, if there are any issues that you have with any service or any facility that you've enjoyed on board the ship. The guest services team here will be able to help you out. They're typically available during business hours. Pretty much most of the day you can get access to them, and then we'd like to see the grand foyer, if you like. It's a lovely part of the ship in the foyer here, and here is the Centrum, a beautiful part of the ship where most of the floors are accessible via the stairwells, and of course lots of nightly events and various forms of entertainment that actually occur here. And there's a little staging area. There is obviously a full piano and room for a band. And then as you go into the Centrum itself, there's a bar that is open during the day and in the evening. A lovely place to socialise, some comfortable seats. Now this is 2024 and Jewel of the Seas is about to go in for a little bit of an upgrade and a rejuvenation, so there are some areas on the ship that are looking a bit tired, but I thought I would share with you, whilst it's empty, it's early in the morning, what the lovely Jewel looks like. There's seating, leather seating around the bar area itself. And of course, in this little central area, right by the lifts, you can also get yourself a nice comfortable seat and get an idea of what's going on in terms of entertainment. There are regular events here, live band, live music every night, and a variety of different activities that occur in this space. And if we take a quick scan around the Centrum, you can see nice decoration. Obviously there's stairs available to get to deck number 5, and the Centrum itself is beautifully laid out. And if I pan up the camera here and go all the way to the top, you can see that it's accentuated with lovely little balconies on each of the floors, and this Centrum goes all the way up to deck 11. Isn't that lovely? So a lovely perspective from the ground floor of the Centrum here on deck 4 in terms of what it looks like. So overall, a lovely space, not particularly big, but obviously because this is one of the smaller ships in the fleet. On the right hand side of the Centrum, you have all the lifts in the centre of the ship, and there obviously are more lift systems as we go round, and I'll share them with you. But there are half a dozen or so lifts on the right hand side that you can use to navigate through the different floors itself. And of course, on every area, main access to the stairs if you would like to ascend the stairs rather than going up in a lift. Other little accents here in the Centrum itself. Adjacent to the stage is a nice little water feature which drips down. You may not be able to pick up very well on the video, but that comes down from about deck 6 and just gives a nice little accent either side of the walk-in entrance. So that's the Centrum on deck 4 on the lovely Jewel of the Sea. Stay tuned. on every floor now. We're on deck 4, and on every floor near the lifts themselves you will see this lovely schematic of the ship, and it will give you an indication on the above section where you are, indicated by the little red indicator, the red label, what's available on every part of the ship, on every floor, and then below that I have a schematic of what is available actually on the floor that you're on. So here we can see that we've got the Centrum and a variety of other activities around the Centrum itself, the rest of which also is this floor are the staterooms. So very, very convenient, very useful in terms of helping you navigate around before you travel from one floor to another. If we go just here to the right, we can see also that by the lifts you have these very, very handy schematics again, and that will give an indication of what's on each of the floors, just like we saw in the main schematic there that I just showed you, and also a list of each of the floors forward and aft and what you can find on those floors. So of course we're on floor 4, and I've shared with you the guest services area, and we'll go along now and have a little look at shore excursions, and we'll have to take a look at the Tides dining room in a little while. So just adjacent to this Centrum area you can also find internet cafe, and this is where you can come down, get yourself on a desktop computer if you've got some things you need to do, if you need to access emails, etc. You can do that via the internet cafe, which is here. Okay, so in addition to guest services, we can also see the shore excursions desk, and here you can pick yourself up information about what excursions are being offered by the cruise line itself, and can come down here, lots of useful information. Of course it's got opening hours, there's obviously printer services here as well, so if you need information about a particular excursion in hard copy, then you can get this here. So adjacent to the Centrum on deck 4 also of course are the access areas where you can access the stairs, and also an entrance into Tides dining room, which we will share with you in a little while. Okay, so that's the lift areas, that's the Centrum on deck 4, shore excursions and guest services, and this lovely stairwell up to deck 5. And let's go up to deck 5 now, and let's take a look at what's available on deck 5. But before we do that, let's just take another quick look at the beautiful view from deck 4 of the Centrum all the way up to the top floors. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so the first thing we'll come to is Solera. Solera is one of the onboard shops that are typical of Royal Caribbean shop gallery areas, and so in Solera you can pick yourself up a variety of different skincare products of the typical of the brands that you've become used to on the high street. So take a little look in there if you need some skin care, if you need some items in terms of skin protection, etc. If you're going to be doing some sunbathing, etc., you can get them here. So that's Solera, the first shop in the Galleria area. And of course, as you get into the Galleria area, of course they're accented by little display cases where you can get an initial snapshot of some of the shops and some of the items that you may be able to pick up. As we go further through the Galleria, again more display cabinets, and this central area is where that you can come down on a fairly regular basis and pick up sale items. This is where they might have sales of certain products, or if they're doing a particular event, you'll find that here with individuals that are able to be able to sell you products on display. The next area we come to is the shop. Now the shop is Royal Caribbean's branded goods shop. So in here you'll be able to find a variety of different pieces of apparel and hats, maybe items that perhaps you've come away without packing for your cruise. So in here you'll find lots and lots of different clothing items, and of course you'll find branded goods that are sold by the cruise line itself. And to the right of this nice little central area in the shops, again there is another store. This one is Marco Polo, and again in here you can pick up bags and leather goods and non-expensive jewellery, little trinkets and things. You can also pick up the inch of gold that the cruise lines like to sell, and various other things like fridge magnets and sunglasses and the like. So that's Marco Polo. And if we come away from that now, go on to the next little area, is Regalia. Regalia, of course, now is an area where perhaps more expensive, more branded goods are available. So you can pick up some of the handbag brands like Kate Spade and various others. But now we're starting to be able to see some of the jewellery and perhaps some of the more expensive items available on the ship. So that's Regalia. And of course, display cabinets displaying very, very nice necklaces and earring sets, etc. And then they have a number of competitions here throughout your cruise, where you can come down and write your name and stateroom number on a slip of paper and put it in. And there are little competitions to win various relatively non-expensive items, but nevertheless still interesting and worth having. And of course, so Regalia has got lots and lots of gold and jewellery and diamonds, etc. And then just to the left-hand side of that, inside the store, you'll be able to see watches and more expensive timepieces, etc. And then as the shop extends down this left-hand side, you can also now find an area where you may have forgotten something for your cruise, or you may need some mild medication, or you need a sugar fix, or some crisps or potato chips and things, where you can get them here in the shop. You can also, of course, get liquor, so you can get alcohol and you can get cigarettes and tobacco products from here as well. And then over the back of this particular area, again, is some more apparel as well. So that's the shop on the right hand side in the shopping gallery. So overall, whilst not massive, it is quite a nice little cluster of shops that you can go into and take a look at whilst you're on your cruise. So there you are, that's the shopping galleria on deck 5. And as we proceed out of the shopping galleria, you can now get an idea of what else is on deck 4. So on the left hand side here, there are conference facilities. There's some conferencing rooms that are available. You can get access to the outside decks. Now we won't go out there right now because it's dark yet, sun's not come up yet. But give you an indication of the various shops that are actually available in the shop Centrum. Okay, so as we move on now, so this next part of the area on deck 5 is the art and photo gallery. One of the traditional types of photo galleries where you can come down and get printed versions of any photographs that are taken of you during your cruise. The cruise lines are moving more and more towards digital handling of photographs. So what you'll also see is access to your photographs digitally, and you can select which ones that you would like, and then they'll print them out for you. But here you go, an indication of some of the products that you can get in the photo gallery. You can pick up very nice 3D versions of photographs that you have had taken, and an opportunity also for you to buy any electronic goods that you would wish to use to capture memories of your cruise. So GoPros, etc., and various accessories that will go with that. And it's also very useful if you've come away on your vacation and you've forgotten a particular piece of technology, or you might need a battery, or you might need a memory stick. You can also pick them up here, and you can pick them up here in the photo gallery desk, and you can see across the back that there are a variety of different items that you can get if there is something that perhaps you've forgotten for your cruise. So that's all very useful. And then a variety of different displays and picture frames, etc., that you can have that perhaps might go with the photograph that you've purchased. And you have the Royal Caribbean logo and Jewel of the Seas on it. And again, a variety of other little accessories, perhaps single-use cameras and waterproof cameras, etc. And when you come down here during the hours of operation, you can also speak to people about your photographic needs, and they can offer advice in terms of cameras and the like. One of the other nice things that you can get here is you can get a piece of crystal which can have a 3D image burnt into it, so you can select an individual picture that you really like, and you can have that burnt into the crystal and take that home as a more permanent memory of your cruise here on the lovely Jewel of the Seas. Okay, so that's the photographic element of this particular area. Hope that's been useful. As we proceed a little bit more, of course, now you can come into the art area where you can pick up various pieces of picture art. Perhaps you have a famous artist or a popular artist that you like to collect, or you can do that here. You can also pick up ceramics, so you will see in the shot here a variety of different ceramics and other art pieces that may be of interest to you and you may wish to purchase. And as you come down through here, you'll always see some nice pieces of art that are actually on display, and this is no exception. So a very nice piece here. Now it's the Park West organisation, so they are the company that have the franchise to sell art and ceramic art on the Royal Caribbean fleet. So come down to Park West if pieces of art and pictures are your interest. And on this floor there are conveniences and of course stairwell access to all of the floors as well. So that's deck 5 by the Coral Theatre, and also on deck 5 adjacent to the Coral Theatre is the conferencing centre. Okay, so we've now ascended the stairs now up to deck 6, and here on deck 6 initially we will find Pit Stop Bar and also Casino Royale. So let's go and have a look at that now. Let's go down into this first area, which is a nice little area if you're into your sports. So this is called the Pit Stop, and this is where you can come down and get an idea of what's going on with your favourite soccer team or maybe your football. And typically you'll find a variety of screens either side of the bar which will be showing live football or a live sporting event, and it's a nice place to come and socialise. Lights at a premium here at the moment, but I think it gives you an idea of what you can expect to see when you come down here to the Pit Stop. And of course this bar will open up at a variety of different times during the day for your viewing pleasure, but also for getting yourself a nice refreshing drink. So that's the Pit Stop on deck 6. Okay, so that's the Pit Stop on deck 6, and playing currently is some of the English Premier League football as we are just now entering into Europe for the European season. So let's take a look now at Casino Royale, the onboard casino here on the lovely Jewel of the Sea. Okay, so we'll go quickly through the casino here. I know it's closed, but the cruise lines don't always like you filming in the casino. Certainly not when it's open, but it's closed at the moment, and you'll find, of course, the typical variety of slot machines. But what you'll also find, of course, are the various gaming tables as well. So, of course, you've got craps tables and poker and roulette. You can also get yourself some Texas Hold'em and some blackjack on individual tables as well. This is a smoking casino, so you'll find when you come down here into the casino, there will be individual smoking. If that's not for you, they set aside one side of the casino as non-smoking on the right side here, and on the left hand side you'll find that there will be people that will be smoking at the tables, etc. So bear that in mind if that's something that you either like or dislike. Okay, so in addition to the gaming tables themselves, of course, accented by slot machines all around, but there's also a nice bar here, so you can come down here, the bar will be set up for you, and you can come down here and get yourself a nice refreshing drink whilst perhaps you are in the casino itself, or if you just happen to be passing. Okay, so you may be asking yourself, well, if the casino is closed, why is it that all of the machines are still on? Well, the machines are in a bit of a sleep mode at the moment. You may be asking yourself, well, why aren't they turned off? Well, it actually would cost more money and be less environmentally friendly if they turn the machines off. So they go into a sleep mode, and eventually when the casino opens, they'll spring up into life, obviously controlled in the background. So it's actually more cost effective and environmentally friendly to keep the machines running rather than switch them all off and have to be booted up every day. So okay, so that's the relatively small casino on deck 6 here on the lovely Jewel of the Seas. We hope you found that useful. Okay, so as we exit the casino now, we're getting back towards the centrum of the ship, and you'll find a variety of different items and areas available on the ship now. So the first area will come to around the Centrum itself. There's a very nice display of a rather large bottle of champagne, but again you can see that lovely view accented all the way up to deck 10, deck 11 on the ship itself. So we hope you've enjoyed today's video, and if you'd like to see more, then check out our channel, Ray and Sue's Travel Channel, where you'll find a multitude of different videos covering ship tours, port tours, and offering up tips and advice. You'll also find individual playlists where you can centre in on a specific ship or a specific itinerary. And consider liking and subscribing to Ray and Sue's Travel Channel. It's free, and there's not a lot free these days, is there? Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye.